Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me in another video. We felt like it was very important to make an update video as our response has been overwhelming. Um, Former victims have come forward, which makes a total of 7 victims of Brandon Landis. Let me state again, this video is not for drama, it is not for slander, it is not for defamation of character, nor is it to stir the pot or cause drama, or is it not for revenge. I'm going to be covering all of that in this video. First of all, I want to just give a huge thank you to all of our supporters and everybody who has been so encouraging and so inspiring, and mostly to our new victims that have come forward. I am so incredibly proud of you. You are so courageous and you are so brave, and you are going to change the world with people like us. We will not be bullied into silence. We will not stop sharing our stories because this is very important. 2018 is the year of women speaking out, and we will not silence ourselves to make other people comfortable or to make Brandon comfortable. Brandon knows I am very passionate about this type of work, and he should know by now the type of person I am and that I do not give up and I do not allow myself to be bullied. I know there are several people who were commenting on my appearance. As you can see, my eyebrows are not that dark anymore. The location we were at, I had to darken the exposure on my camera because the lighting was not so well. But that's beside the point. That is such a trivial and childish thing to do, is to make fun of an abuse survivor speaking out, making fun of their appearance. That is so wrong, and that is exactly the reason why victims go back into silence, because they are bullied, they are belittled, they are shamed, they are told to shut up, they are called every cuss word under the book. In the book. Notice we did not say one rude or hurtful thing about Brandon. We did not call him cuss words. We did not tell him to go die. But yet we are the ones who got attacked. I was called a whore, a slut, a drug addict, which Brandon knows I have never touched a drug in my entire life. I never even smoked weed with him and his brother and all of them because I can't do that because of my career. So that is the very reason why victims go back into silence, because they are bullied back into it. But guess what? I am a lot stronger than that, and I am confident enough in myself to not let any of that hate or negativity affect me. And I will not be silenced. That's a fact. This is our second video of many. Every victim that has come forward is going to have a chance to share her story. I'm going to give her the platform to do so. I want to say this to people who think that we should not have said his name. Why do we owe our abuser anonymity? Why do we owe our abuser confidentiality? Why do we owe our abuser anything at all? We don't. We do not owe Brandon anything at all. We do not need to protect his image. I have done that for way too long. And we don't owe him that. We just don't. So why, when victims come forward, they are told they are lying? And this happens all over in the world. It's not just us. This happens all the time. Why are they not believed? Instead of people asking and getting the facts from the victim, they just automatically believe the abuser. And it's not okay, and it needs to change. And that is why I am going to continue speaking out, because it is the right thing to do. Any other victims that have been scared to come forward if they saw how badly we were being attacked, this message is for you. You are not alone anymore. There are 7 other women here that are waiting for you with opening arms and listening ears and ready to hear your story. If you don't want to go public, that is fine. We will work with you privately, or I will work with you privately. But do not tell abuse survivors how they should be sharing their story. That is not your place, and that is their story to own by themselves. Do not tell them how they should be speaking out. Do not tell them how they should be sharing their story. If they want to go on national TV and tell their story, that is their business, because that is their story and they own it. The way Brandon was attacking me, honestly, was kind of triggering for me, because that is how my father attacked me when I went public with my life story. I was on the news sharing my life story, and my father threatened me with court and all sorts of things, and that is exactly what Brandon did. But we have done nothing wrong. No laws have been broken. In fact, I want to show you the definition of slander. Let's see here. We have a lot to cover today, you guys. Where is my definition of slander? Guys, there is just so many screenshots we still need to show. And this is really honestly no longer about my personal story or anything else. This is now about allowing these victims to speak out and share their story. Brandon's enablers are going to continue to enable him, and there's nothing that we can do about that. Now this is just about educating the public and educating any possible other victims or future victims. So yes, the definition of slander is the spread of false information. We have every proof under the sun that shows this is not false information. This is the complete truth. I have evidence of Brandon not being loyal to me. I'm just adding this in real quick of my text proof of finding him on a dating app. Let me show you this. Probably have to lighten it. Okay, there's the screenshots I sent him that I found of him on the dating app. And that is me saying, come on now. Said that is your phone. I said, you have been caught. He says, no, that ain't me. You didn't catch shit. And I said, you have literally wrecked me, and I hope you're happy. You will never find someone that loved you as much as I loved you. I gave you everything and sacrificed so much for you. To which he says, so you're completely done with me, and there's no changing your mind. Again, here's a close-up of it all. The screenshots of him on the dating app. How is that not you? It is. So to anyone that he has told that I cheated on him, there's your proof right there. He was on a dating app behind my back. He was not being loyal to me. There's your proof. And that is why I say you do not know the real Brandon unless you have dated him. Do you not find it ironic? The only people who are believing us are the women who have dated him before. Does he have just that bad of luck that, as he claims, every girl cheats on him? Is his dating life that bad? Come on now, let's get real here. He is the one that is the serial cheater and the serial manipulator. He is messaging, I know all of you saying that he is humiliated by this, that this makes him want to kill himself. And honestly, that infuriates me to my core, because depression and suicide is a very, very serious thing. And the way he throws it around just to get people to feel sorry for him is very, very wrong. And it is not okay. So what he is doing is honestly trying to find people that is going to validate his feelings and validate his power, and trying to find people to join him in this. It makes him feel good, you know, when people are attacking us for our appearance or calling us liars. People were calling me a bitch, a whore, a slut, a cunt, like I said, and a drug addict, just everything under the sun. But I am confident enough in myself to know that none of that is true. And I stand in my truth, and I know who I am. And also, I know the woman of God that I am and who God says that I am. So any negativity goes right over my head. I love myself, and that's the difference. Brandon wants to find a woman who is so self-conscious and so beat down that she will just sit there and take all of his crap. But that is not going to happen because all of us victims have now found our voices and we have now found our power and we are just beginning to use them. So we are standing in our truth and we are powerful and we are survivors and we are not going to let anybody silence us. Woo, this gets me fired up. So to get started, I want to share with you some screenshots that a victim sent me. After seeing these screenshots, if you can stand by somebody who has talked to a woman like this, or honestly talk to anybody like this, you really need to question your morals because it's not okay. This girl had talked to him, what was it, like in 2016? And he will try to say that that was so long ago, I've changed. Well, no, you have not changed because you are still acting this way to women. One of the survivors who came forward, she wishes to remain anonymous and isn't really wanting to like go public with this. And I completely respect that, completely understand that. But he did something really, really horrible to her just a few months ago and blamed it on his depression as why he did that. And I truly believe he suffers from depression and obviously many other things. And like I said, he needs so much help. But you cannot use your depression as an excuse of why you treat people badly. That is not okay. And that is not an excusable act. I don't care how depressed you are, what mental illnesses you may have. You cannot use that as a way to manipulate people into getting to feel bad for you. It's not okay. So, let me also state this. When a narcissist, can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. Let me try this again. When a narcissist can no longer control you, they will instead control how others see you. And that is exactly what is happening to me and all the other victims. We are no longer in Brandon's control, and he is trying to now control how other people view us. We are the abusers. He is the victim. We cheated on him. He didn't cheat on us. He didn't verbally abuse us or anything like that, but we did it to him. And that's the other thing that I want to talk about is he is not, like I said, the victim that he claims. He is not a victim in us sharing this story. Abuse victims share their stories every single day, and this is nothing new. And the fact that people are saying there's people that were abused a lot worse than you. There's people who have been beaten, and I know Brandon said that. Just because he did not beat us does not mean that our story has any less value than anybody else's story. Our story still deserves to be heard. Our story still deserves to be believed. And no abuse victim is going around looking for a revenge. All an abuse victim wants is to be heard and to be believed. And when they are not heard and believed, a lot of them go back into silence and they start to doubt their self and they start to regret sharing their story. And I'm not that type of person. I continue to share my story because it's important. This is 2018, and women are speaking out all over the world. Like I said, it's happening all over in Hollywood. This is about changing lives. This is about giving victims a voice. And I will be their platform for them to share their story because I have that platform. You know, I work with organizations and everything. And by the way, Brandon and some of his supporters saying that I did this to promote my book, the only reason why I showed my book was to show people that I am not some scorned ex just making a video out of thin air about this. I've been speaking about abuse since 2015. This is something I've been pursuing and grinding for years. If I was trying to promote my book, don't you think I would have put my website on there where I sell my books? Don't you think I would have put all my work in there, that, you know, my news appearances and stuff, and the links to it? If I was trying to promote my book, I don't need to promote my book. My book is doing just fine on its own. I'm getting offers left and right from different places. So my book needs no promotion whatsoever. That is not what this is about, and this is just people trying to find a reason to attack. So yes, I am going to show you some screenshots from one of our victims. Her name is Bria Ray, and we have realized he was actually flirting with her while he was with Dari, and we have the proof of that. So where do we begin? And also, I think it's funny that how when this came out, Brandon said he had no idea who the girl was in that video with me. Huh. Let's see. Oh my goodness, who is that with Dari? Whoa. You don't know her? Is that your twin? So ridiculous. Let's start off with some facts about narcissists. Come on. I don't know why that's not working. Okay. Narcissists are excellent actors. They really know how to give a performance, and people are mesmerized by their false charm and innocence. It leaves the victims feeling deflated, bewildered, and confused. It's hard to change the people's perception of the narcissist because they are so convincing in playing victims and tainting you as the abuser. Which is clearly what he has done. I'm the abuser, apparently. But it's him just, trying to get people on his side. And that's actually called flying monkeys, which I'm going to get into the definition of flying monkeys as well. But let's see here. Okay, first I want to show you this. This was December 4th, and Brandon was telling me, and that's why I need you back in my life permanently. I don't care if we date or not. I just need you. Someone who gives a fuck because, quite frankly, I don't have anyone. When you call me, I'll explain everything. But I've had it a lot rougher these past few months than you think. I just want to quit. He's like, honestly, your panties will probably wet with how much bad shit has happened to me. Why? I don't want bad things to happen to him. I want him to get help. I want him to get better. This can't keep happening to people. I mean, this is honestly just terrible, and I don't know why people are taking it so lightly. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, I'm in the wrong album. My bad, guys. That's why I couldn't find anything, because I was in the wrong album. Also, what he is doing is also called a thing deflection. Come on. When the narcissist is facing an uncomfortable truth, he will often angrily change the subject or accuse you of what he has done. This is done to avoid responsibility. The narcissist will blame you and anyone else for what goes wrong in his life. Going into a rage is a common form of deflection, but anything he does that takes the focus off his own behavior is a deflection. Recovering from a relationship with a narcissist. And that's, also what he's doing. Let's see here. Bear with me, you guys. I'm getting there. There's so much to go through. So many screenshots. Because in this one, he tells this girl that she needs to eat a smoothie of shredded glass and bleach and to die a slow and painful death. And if that is not verbal abuse, then I don't know what is, and I don't know how anybody can stand by somebody who has told somebody those things. Before I get to that, let me show you guys a little bit more of some more of my proof with Brandon and how he has been the one contacting me most of the time here since October. And I also want to show you his extreme possessiveness and jealousy in our relationship. Here he is saying, well, looks like I know who could steal you from me, that guy on Facebook. I said, what are you talking about, babe? He's a celebrity. He's famous. I've met several famous people before. He doesn't even live anywhere near here. He goes on Warped Tour every summer, and I've been watching him for years. And when I went to Warped Tour last year, I met him. So yes, I couldn't even meet any celebrities without him thinking that I'm going to leave him to be with these celebrities, which, you know, I stated in the last video and it makes no sense. The guy he was talking about is the YouTuber Dakota Went. I have been watching his videos for many years. His channel is Stay Happy, Stay Weird. And Dakota and I have talked, you know, a little bit off and on Facebook through the years. And so he actually recognized me when I came up to him at Warped Tour. So we made a video together. And I'm showing you now.
All invited to mine and Kim's wedding. Come, what is it, September? My birthday's next month. Next month. We're getting married next month. We'll be there. You're all invited to mine and Kim's wedding.
So yeah, Dakota just said everybody's invited to our wedding. And Brandon got so mad about that video, which makes no sense because I didn't even know Brandon when I met Dakota Went. So I don't know why that was even an issue for him. Another thing. Here's this. He sent me screenshots of a conversation that I had with a guy from 2013. Yes, 2013. And he says, who's this? Y'all were talking about what shit or something. I said, again, babe, look at the year. 2013. Why are you doing this? I was single back then, celibate, and I talked to people. No, babe, you were fucking talking, and you never told me about him. I don't even remember the guy, so why would I tell you? I haven't seen these messages in years. We have come to realize that if he cannot find something of you currently cheating on him, he will go through years old messages just to find something to be mad about. Like Dari said in our video, sorry we have ex-boyfriends. Sorry that we have a past. Sorry that we dated other people before you. That's how life works. Everybody has relationships before they're one they're in, you know? He got mad about my friend Andrew. And he said, so yeah, you and that Andrew Benjamin dude never told me about him. So I say this is really upsetting and hurtful. I don't know why you're being so mean to me out of nowhere. I've found naked pictures of girls in your messages and didn't even come close to treating you this way. He says, just leave me alone. I feel betrayed. Just go away. So I say, betrayed from messages that are several years old? Babe, don't do this pushing away thing. Why would you feel betrayed over messages that are so many years old? That literally makes no sense. And it baffles me. It baffles me. Sorry, somebody's calling me. And like we said in the video, he makes up crazy scenarios about if you're going to cheat on him. So this here, I know for a fact if you had a chance, you'd fuck or kiss one of them. With what girl wouldn't? Especially Kellen Quinn. He knows Kellen Quinn is like my favorite. Said, first of all, Kellen Quinn is married with 3 kids. I am certainly not a homewrecker. He says, okay, what if you had a chance? He was single and he wanted to fuck you. said, baby, you can't be serious. What chance in hell would some famous guy try to get with me? The closest I've ever come to Kellen Quinn is front row several times. What else? Okay, and then proof of him contacting me all this time. November 11th. Kim, I'm on the verge of killing myself. Come on. I've lost all hope. Then he gives me his phone number. And I say, I told you, Brandon, you have to go to a professional. It's what you need. I promise it will change your life. It has mine. He says I can't afford one, which I then sent him the link to get Obamacare, which he, I guess, never signed up for. And another thing, December 4th. Come on. Oh, don't do this. Okay. You asked me to message you because he says, I miss you a lot, a fuck ton, and it's really getting to me. So I say, well, you chose this, and I don't believe that. He says, understood, sorry to bother you. I say, you're still doing the same old shit. He goes, what do you mean? How do you know what I'm doing if you're never in contact with me? Boom, there you go. I have not been in contact with him. He keeps contacting me all that time. So him trying to say we're trying to get him back or whatever, he contacts us. He kept contacting me. So he is straight up lying to everybody. And the proof is right here in front of you. So I don't know why he keeps trying to say that it's a lie. Here he is calling me on December 19th for 31 minutes. The next day, December 20th, for 37 minutes. Called me 2 days in a row. December 5th, he messages, hey. I says, hi, Brandon, how are you? He says, all right. I'm going to talk to you more if that's okay. So I say, sure, my replies may be a bit delayed because I'm about to wake my classroom up for a nap time. So there you go. He said he wanted to talk to me more. Let's see. December 4th. You have a missed call from Brandon. You have a missed call from Brandon. Brandon called you. And I couldn't answer because I was taking my classroom out to the playground. December 4th, which is that same day, he commented on my picture on Instagram and he said, hey, text me. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, here's a screenshot of him telling the girl to eat glass and drink bleach. Bria Ray. He says, get pregnant by another 30-year-old. She says, they call me a disappointment. Yes, and I'll die. He says, good, because you are, and you lie. Your existence is literally pointless. She says, it is. He goes, I'm blocking you now. Drink a smoothie of shredded glass and bleach. She says, I will. To which he says, I hope you die painfully and slowly. And when you do, no one will give a shit about you. And they will forget you, just like I'm about to. As far as I'm concerned, I never dated your gross, disgusting ass. Which is exactly what he said in my comments, that he wasn't with her. And that she had other guys on the side. Which is bull. He says, I don't know you. All I know is you're another Amarillo slut, and that's what I'll say if people ask me if I know you, which is exactly what he said. Bye slutty cunt. I hope you end up alone and depressed, you disgusting, vile scum. How can anybody stand by a man who talks to a woman like that? That is disgusting, that is sickening, and that is not okay for anybody to say to anybody at all that they need to die slowly and painful and drink a smoothie of glass and bleach? Are you serious? That is not okay. And like I said, he will say, that was a year ago, that's I've changed. No, because you're still doing the same thing right now, and you're still being enabled for it, and it's not okay. And we are going to continue to shine a light on this, because this cannot happen to any more people at all. And if somebody doesn't speak up and say something, this is going to continue. Brandon knows that I have always been the whistleblower. I talk about topics that people don't like to talk about. He knows that I do not sugarcoat anything, and I will not sugarcoat anything here. As I said, we do not owe Brandon anything. Nothing. Zilch. Nada. We owe it to ourselves to own our story and be confident in our story and not let fear of people's criticism and opinions keep us silent. Because you guys can call me whatever you want. I don't care. I will be unbothered by it. Which I think it's funny how Brandon is telling people he's just going to laugh this off and that, it's all a lie and he doesn't care. Okay, well, if you're laughing it off, then why are you sending messages to people saying that you're humiliated and you want to kill yourself for this? I thought it was a little lie and that you're laughing it off. So what is it? This is not okay. This is not okay. Let's talk about this here. Here's a very important thing. A lot of abusive people will show their abusive side, but not in front of all victims. Perhaps your friend claims their mother is emotionally abusive, but when you meet their mother, the woman is very sweet and generous and makes for great conversation. Abusive people are alarmingly good at coming across as perfectly good people when they're not alone with their victims. They can flip a switch between being scary and being amiable. Some might even go the extra mile to turn people against you. Boom. Maybe it's making it seem like you're being selfish and they're not at fault and that they are a victim. The two-faced act may not always be intentional, but that doesn't make it any less damaging. In fact, it can make things worse because people not believe you and may not support you when you need it the most. When someone tells you that somebody they know is being emotionally abusive and your first thought is, but they were so nice, they're so kind, they're so sweet, they're the nicest person I've ever met. This is probably what's happening. Please don't dismiss them just because you have a perceived perception of this person and have had positive experiences with this person when they have made somebody else's life hell when you are not looking. Flying monkeys, which is all of his supporters. When flying monkeys are confronted with facts regarding the narcissist, they will retaliate with anger and indignation, resorting to name-calling and verbal abuse. They do not react with facts, logic, or common sense. They follow the perpetrator blindly and unconditionally. I want to educate you all on some of the facts of emotional abuse. So you can see that this is what has happened to all of us. It's very, very important to educate yourself on this type of things, because if you're not educated, you're not going to understand. And I think that's what the problem is people aren't educated enough. And that is why domestic violence advocates are out here to educate the public, to educate their communities into what domestic violence really is. All right. Emotional abuse. This is from the domestic violence hotline.org, the hotline.org. It's the domestic violence hotline, the amazing organization that I partner with. You may be in an emotionally and verbally abusive relationship if your partner exerts control through calling you names, insulting you, or continually criticizing you, refusing to trust you and acting jealous or possessive, trying to isolate you from family or friends, monitoring where you go, who you call, and who you spend time with, demanding to know where you are at every minute, trapping you in your home or preventing you from leaving, using weapons to threaten you, punishing you by withholding affection, threatening to hurt you, the children, your family, or your pets, damaging your property when they're angry, humiliating you in any way, blaming you for the abuse, boom, accusing you of cheating and being often jealous of your outside relationships, serially cheating on you and then blaming you for his or her behavior, cheating on you intentionally to hurt you, and then threatening to cheat again, cheating to prove they are more desired or worthy, attempting to control your appearance, telling you you will never find anyone better than them or that you are lucky to be with a person like them. So as you can see, a few things here are what Brandon has done to all of his ex-girlfriends, criticizing, calling them names, refusing to trust them and acting jealous and possessive, monitoring what you do, which, he had all of her passwords to everything. What else? Blaming you for the abuse, that's a big one. Accusing you of cheating and being often jealous. That's another big one. Let's talk about this this little meme. Sometimes that crazy ex-girlfriend who's acting psycho is really the victim telling the truth about her abuser. What else? If someone tells you that they're being abused by a narcissist or a sociopath and you assume they're lying because the alleged abuser is such a nice person, think again. Superficial charm makes them appear more kind, honest, and interesting than the person being abused. Psychopaths and narcissists blatantly deny their own manipulative behavior and ignore evidence when confronted with it. They become dismissive and critical if you attempt to disprove their fabrications with facts. Instead of addressing their inappropriate behavior, somehow it always becomes your fault for being sensitive and crazy. Toxic people condition you to believe that the problem isn't the abuse itself, but your reaction to it. And this is to his family who was constantly attacking me, which, you know what, I get. Family sides with family, and I understand that. But you have to realize sometimes family makes bad decisions as well, and you cannot enable them to continue in those bad decisions. So, come on. Oh, come on. Okay, well, I'll just read it. When the narcissist family seeks to attack your credibility to protect the narcissist, know that they are enablers. They have been repeatedly manipulated and used by the narcissist. Enablers protect the bad things that the narcissist has done and have the potential to blame or accuse you for what the narcissist has done. He could be the most abusive person in the world, but if he has enablers, it makes him feel more powerful because no one is telling him to stop around him. Okay. Narcissists have two faces, their real face and their stage face, and neither is anything like the other. Which one you will see will depend on how long you've known them. Narcissists can be very charming and know how to gain favor. Anyone who doesn't know a narcissist will tell you the narcissist is one of the greatest people they've ever met. They believe this is one of the most intelligent, kindest, most interesting, most funny, agreeable, most attractive, talented, or accomplished person ever. They may wish they themselves had it so together or were so good looking or so popular. However, anyone that knows the same narcissist better, such as people who have dated him, will tell you the narcissist is one of the most horribly frustrating and toxic people they know. And the mere mention of their name makes them feel uneasy, angry, frustrated, or otherwise unhappy. Being the only one who is experiencing a narcissist's real face, while everyone else can still only see the narcissist's stage face, is very confused and alone. Thankfully, the number of people who can see through the facade tends to increase with time. Again, here is slander. The action of crime of making a false, spoken statement damaging to a person's reputation. As you can see, we have all the evidence to prove that none of this is false. What else? I'll have to pull the one up where the date it shows on here. But he had said, well, yeah, but I'm just still scared, which was about the underage girl. So he says, do you still want to hang out soon so we can talk about stuff? To which I said, I don't think you will do what I ask of you even if we do see each other. He says, how do you know? You haven't seen me to ask me. My actions may surprise you. So I say, because I feel you are just saying you're gonna go to church with me, see my therapist with me, and find your own just because you're scared of the Reagan situation, which is the girl. So yes, he was asking to see me. Sorry, I got something in my eye. What else? Here's a picture of him sending me pictures from my Pinterest board of Kellen Quinn and all that, and him being upset about that. And okay, here's my conversation with one of the victims, Bria Way. She has said he needs help. I said, I've been trying to provide him with help for months. He uses sob stories to get women to feel sorry for him. And she said he does. That's how I got hooked in. And I said, it's how we all got hooked in. That's why we have to keep speaking up. She says, I'm sorry this has happened to everyone. And she said, he was in my inbox a week ago sending me nudes even after I said I didn't want to see them. He is so manipulative. Let me just add, all the news that he sends all these girls, we have all seen them. He sends all the same nudes to every single girl, and we have figured that out. He lies so much, and he manipulates women, and it's not okay. And we will continue to shine a light on it. Because this is very, very important. This is an important topic to discuss. People need to stop being scared of talking about this. It's very, very important that we discuss matters like this and no longer be afraid. I do know that there's many abuse victims out there that are scared to even say anything because once they do say something, they are at risk at honestly being killed by their abuser. But I'm not going to be scared into silence. I'm just not, because I have been doing this for years and years and years. This is nothing new for me, and I just never thought I would be in the position of being in an abusive relationship. I didn't realize it at first because, like I said in the first video, Brandon is so nice and so kind at first, and you're just so happy. And that's the thing. Abusers do not start being abusive to you in the beginning. That would ruin the whole thing. They have to groom you and prepare you into this. So little by little, they start exerting their control and start manipulating you. And that is how they slowly start to hook you. So by the time you're being full-fledged emotionally abused, your heart is so invested already, and your mind is so just wrapped up in it already that you can't see really what is happening to you. So abusers don't start abusing you the first day you meet. It is a gradual process, and it is how they, hook you. Later this week, you will be hearing from one of our other victims. I am scheduling a video chat with her to do a video with her. Like I said, she was one of his survivors. She was one of his supporters, and she realized that, it happened to her too. So nobody wants Brandon back, and he knows that. I have messages telling him that I would help him as a friend, but that I don't want him back. And all of us are already talking to other people. We've started processing that. Once I caught him talking to that other girl a few weeks ago, that's just when I was like, okay, I'm done with this, not even trying to help him. Moving on completely, finding me somebody else. So don't flatter yourself, homeboy. Nobody wants you back. We just really, really want him to seek help and realize everything that he has done and everything that he continues to do. Please take note that this was not an isolated incident. This has happened to 7 women through the course of the last few years. Some of the victims, all happened to last year, like me and Dari and Kaylee, and then our anonymous victim. It all happened to us just last year. So anything that he has said like that's a year old. I've changed. No, you have not changed. And something has got to be done. And somebody has got to help this guy. Because why should women continue to be subjected to this type of behavior? We can't force anybody to help him. That's out of our hands. But what is in our hands is helping these victims who came forward and helping any more victims who will start to come forward. Please, please don't be scared to reach out to any of us. We are here for you. We support you. We believe in you. We are your survivor sisters, and you are not alone. And Brandon is not as powerful as he thinks. I think he hates that he has lost all power over all of us, and especially me, with the platform that I have and the voice that I have. I will fight every single day to make sure every victim has been heard. Every victim has had a chance to share her story that wishes to do so. We will not stop. I will not stop giving these women hope. They deserve it. If nobody wants to believe them, that's their prerogative. At least these women are having the chance to speak out and share their story, because your story can be the key to unlocking somebody else's prison. There was also an individual who has said that they are a feminist, but they don't believe this, that they don't think Brandon would do something like this. Let me say that a true feminist would first listen to the victim's side and hear all the facts and see all the proof before automatically saying that they are lying. That is what a true feminist would do. There were a few females saying horrible, horrible things about me in particular, about my eyebrows, things like that. And may I say that a real woman does not attack another woman. Real women uplift each other. Real women empower each other. Real women encourage each other. Real women are not in competition with anybody else. We support each other. That is the measure of a real woman. If you have to make fun of another woman's appearance to make yourself feel better, that is not the definition of a real woman. I know so many amazing, powerful women that are just so amazing and so inspirational. And I think that's why, I've become so powerful in my voice and not back down. I used to be, just so scared of everything, so scared to speak up. And, now I am a lioness, roaring and sharing her story. I stand in my truth. I am powerful beyond measure. And there is not one individual on this earth that will be able to make me feel low, no matter what they say. I love myself fully. I know I'm an amazing person. I love with all my heart. And sorry, we are not giving Brandon the sympathy that he so badly wants. He's getting that from all of his supporters, clearly. And it's all an act. It's all an act to get attention and to get people to feel sorry for him and to make him feel more validated. The more supporters he gets, the better he is going to feel about himself. But our focus is no longer on, him that much. There's nothing more we can do to help him, or nothing more we can do to get people to try to help him. This is now about the victims who have came forward and who are hopefully going to continue to come forward. I hope to goodness there's no more victims. That's the last thing that I want, but I do feel that there are more. And that is why I deleted all of those nasty, terrible, negative comments, because if a victim read all of that, she would be scared to death to come forward because she knew she was going to be attacked just like I was and just like everybody else was. But I am here to tell you, do not be afraid of any of those attacks. You are stronger than that. You are braver than that. And you know who you are. Any negativity like that will not get you down. And if it does affect you, we are going to be standing by you 100%. You are not alone. You are not alone. Any negative comments will still be deleted. And is not because nobody wants to face the truth, which is actually not the truth at all. It is because this is not something to be bashing people on. And by the way, people saying that this is bashing Brandon or humiliating him or whatever, generating awareness on a subject of abuse and narcissistic abuse is not bashing somebody. It is raising awareness and helping others in the process. This is not to bash anybody. If we wanted to bash him, we could have went on our video and said, we hope he rots in hell. He's a terrible person. Screw him. We hope he dies or whatever, But that is not how we feel. That's not what we want to happen at all. So honestly, who's really attacking who? People are attacking us. We are not attacking him. We are not attacking any of his supporters. The people who are getting attacked is the victims, and that's really, really sad because abuse victims deserve to be supported. They deserve to be heard. And that is the most important time for abuse survivors to be heard and supported, is when they speak their truth. So no wonder, victims always shy away and, keep quiet because they are shamed for it, and that is not okay. This is 2018, guys. Let's get with the program, and see that there's nothing to shame abuse victims for. And it's very unsettling that people still do that to abuse victims this day. They victim shame, victim blame, and it is not okay. So we will continue to share our story with all the survivors who do come forward. I am aware Brandon is still trying to get people to side with him, making statuses, making comments, things like that. But we are here. We stand tall. We stand strong. These videos will not be deleted. These videos will not stop until we raise awareness on all of this, and that every victim is heard. Every victim deserves to be able to share her story in her way. And how dare somebody try to tell an abuse victim how they should be sharing their story? That is their story to own. And don't try to tell them how they should be sharing their story. It is not okay at all. I've shared my story, like I said, on the news, in a book, on articles on the internet. That's, what I do. And I actually had told Brandon a few weeks ago, and I have the screenshot of it, that I am preparing for a women's conference in Dallas in September. And I will be speaking in front of over 1,000 women. And I told him that I was going to talk a little bit about our breakup in it, and how it was a few weeks before I flew to Atlanta and things like that. And he said, well, won't that make me look bad? And I said, I'm not going to go in that much detail. And he said, okay. So he already had a little bit of, knowledge that I was going to be speaking about our breakup. But obviously, I didn't even know myself that I was going to take it to YouTube and to this level. But when we figured all of this out, we realized it's what we had to do to raise awareness. So please be on the lookout for our future videos of the other victims. Again, try to take us to court. That's fine. You do not have a case. We have all the proof and evidence. We have 7 victims total that have proof, and Brandon has no proof. This is not slander. This is not defamation of character. This is none of that. And it's funny, he tried to say he was going to get a restraining order on me. I told him I don't want to be anywhere near him, and as a restraining order would just, oh my God, maybe he's so upset. No, I don't need a restraining order. I don't care. That's stupid. I don't want to be in contact with him. Because of course, any girl, not being able to have any contact with him, to him just, such a sad time for them. No, it's actually a great thing for them because they can finally heal and start to move on and own their story. So please, if you'd like to talk to me, reach out. If you'd like to see more of my proof, I will send anybody any proof that they need. I have nothing to hide. I will straight up take a lie detector test to prove that everything I am saying is completely 100% the truth. And Brandon knows we're telling the truth. He knows what he has done. And that's why he has been scrambling to protect his image and trying to paint us out as the abusers when it's really been him all along. So I will wrap up this video. And thank you for listening, and look forward to our future videos. We are strong, we are brave, we are a force to be reckoned with. #women empowering women. Thank you guys.